Good evening. This is John Harder with another live broadcast. Tonight, my broadcast is about generate the free energy generators. And so we want to talk about that tonight. And also spreading the abundance of TBC. But I'm going to go and do the screen share for a bit, and I'm going to actually talk about TBC for a little while first. Okay, so let's share the screen. All right. We need 1 million broadcasters. The live Stephen Cuffey's broadcast we were just on, he was talking about this, about doing, or about wondering if we would be able to do, if we would be able to have 1 million broadcasters. We already have enough people to do that. That if everybody would do broadcasts, then we'd already have more than 3 million of them. However, I think that we are finding that most people are not interested in doing broadcasts. Now, there could be various reasons for this. One of them could be that they may be camera shy, but it might not be that. It could also just be that they wonder if they're going to have enough to talk about, you know, or maybe just simply being shy about talking to people. That it can be various things. I remember I remember when the first time I did a speech in front of people, and you know, it was funny because I thought it would be easy. I didn't actually figure on it, but I was in for a real surprise once I was up front and faced the people. That is when my mind was instantly blank and I had no idea what to say. And I think that is part of the fear of speaking in front of people. Now, I know that some people they don't have that, and of course, if they don't have that, then it's probably even difficult to relate because they you know, they don't have that. But here we are looking for more people to venture out into this field of doing broadcasts, and I wanna encourage you, if you're not doing broadcasts, if you are in TBC and you are not doing them, there's a couple of very good perks that come with it. First of all, it is a great experience to overcome that fear of speaking to people and of doing videos. It is a wonderful experience because to me, I have to say I truly enjoy doing them. And man, I do 3 of them in a day now, because I do one in English in the morning, and then one in German, and then and then one in the evening, of course, like I'm doing now. But okay, so what I wanted to do here, I guess I'm kind of I've probably said enough about doing broadcasts unless unless something else comes to my mind that I come back to it afterwards. But for now, I think I'll go on to something else. I encourage people who are shy to overcome it by doing it. Don't worry about what you're going to say. You're gonna do just fine. Again, I want to remind us, those of you who are very, quite ready to send emails in and ask about questions that really are actually much easier and quicker for you to find on the blog here than if you send an email to to ask. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want you to send emails. By all means, of course. If you like, even if you just simply like to contact me as opposed to doing this, I will answer your questions. That's no problem. But I do want to try to steer you towards where the information is available to you all the time, without spending your time emailing me and me spending time responding. You can so easily just go in the blog here, type in whatever you want to. You can see searches that I've been doing, and you can just type in whatever it is you're looking for, and and the answers come up, and you just go, you do the search, and then you just go over these links until you find the information that that explains it well enough for you, and away you go. It's really extremely simple. Anyhow, now that I have also shared that, let me go to one particular blog right now, and that is because we are in migration and I'm getting emails asking, how do I do this? Now, I know that, of course, in the emails that I send out, I do already explain in there that you can, just simply visit the website. You have to sign up. I've set it up so you have to sign up, and that is and that is easy to do. Just create the form and fill out the form and sign up, and then you can log in. And in fact, I think it logs you right away, logs you in as soon as you submit the form. And there it is. There it is. Everything that you need for migrating right there. Okay. If you go to johnharder.com, you just join the site and you log in. It's right there in the back office. As soon as you log in, there's all the links. There's everything you need. There's videos that walk you through it, and so on. But information that might not be on there, well, here on this blog, you'll find everything. You'll find a lot more here. If you type in central banks, I don't know what actually will come up for that. But actually, I want to show you just this for a wee bit here. That is the video. Migration will begin after. Okay, I want the one where it says transaction migration, and then you this maybe no, that's a video. That's a video, and that's probably fine too. If you're looking for videos, here it is. The one that I wanted to steer you to, which I go to as a okay, Santa has official. Oh, that's not that anymore. Here I wanted to show you how easy it is, and now look at, okay, migration and a new wallet registration. I don't think this is the link I was looking for. No, that's not the link I was looking for. Migration and the new wallet. Please watch video instructions. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. That's the one. I wanted to go to this one. Migration is live, and here are the instructions. This post has everything on it that you could possibly need. If you're able to read in English, then you've got everything here that you need. And I don't know, you can probably, well, you can very easily go to Google and translate, and put this text into translation if you want, or maybe even just simply translate it. I think Google has the option to do that, and then you could even have it translated into other languages if you need to do so. But here are the instructions how to do the migration if you aren't sure how to do it. So it's very easy. The only thing I want to mention here is that if you already created a new wallet with using the email address that your Kringle.cash back office has, then you don't need to fill out this form. You just do the question, fill out the questionnaire, and then you have to log into your wallet and get your address and put that in here and your email in here, and voila, submit and you're done. Okay, so that's all there is to that. All right, so now I want to move on to another another website. I'm gonna just keep the screen on for now because I want to here's where I want to go. I have made this page as in my opinion, I've made it very easy to understand what we're doing, what our what the idea is, what we're attempting to accomplish here. Now, it's kind of like TBC. The mission is absolutely massive. It is a huge mission, and I know that once we get going, and once these units start showing up everywhere, there are many people are going to start making them other places as well. Like many people are going to make them, and they're going to be, that will soon flood the market, and they'll be everywhere. But to get the ball rolling is quite it is quite a task, because we have all the information, but these things need to be developed, and it's not extremely difficult. But there is one item that is going to take quite a bit of time. And if you're watching where I have my mouse here, this is what those things look like. This is what they look like in an open, if the thing would say, if it's already mounted on a plate, this is kind of what it looks like when it's open. And there are little rollers. Now, you don't see them here, but you can see those tiny little rollers in there if you're looking. They line up each with these. Well, the ones here outside of this roller, there are also these little rollers here. Those are the ones that spin, that actually they roll around the bigger rings, and that is how the unit works. See those little rollers there? They are actually made the same way as say one of, like, let's say this roller or this one or this one. They're all the same. The only difference is they vary in size by a lot. And those magnets, they have to have a precise pattern magnetized onto them, and that is where we have to come up with a machine that can do that in mass quantity, and that is going to be quite a challenge to get that. Now, I am not saying this because I think it's going to be almost impossible. No, no, no. With the technology that we already have, it's not impossible. And matter of fact, it's not even that hard. But what I'm saying is that that is where there is going to be some time going into developing that so that they can really be made in large quantity. Now, that doesn't mean we can't start making them, uh, you know, already without having these made in mass quantity. It's just that it will be slower for a while until we can really start producing those rollers, because those are where it's critical, and and it has to be precise, and of course it is a very high quantity, because those little rollers, they look like they're just a roller, but actually they are a stack of rollers, like eight. I believe it's a stack of eight, um, of kind of like washers that are stacked on top of each other. And that is how those things are made. Okay, so um, I wanna just okay. So we have I have information on here, basically what is going on, like why these haven't been made already, why they aren't already in production, and why it's sort of what happened, you know. And of course, then I have where I want people to understand what the issue is, why there's a need for us to move on this. And I think we can drive that point home quite well by understanding this video here. It's the movie called Thrive. And also this here is about the child, the pedophilia that's going on. And for those of you who have no idea what the magnitude of that is, I encourage you to go ahead and watch this video, because there is information there that I believe most TBCians are actually not aware of yet. Maybe you've seen some of it when it came out on the blog some time ago, but this here is a group of people that are now working um, to do something about this, which is, I believe, it's a good thing that they're doing that. All right, so those two videos, if people watch those, I think that should be very convincing material to understand that it's necessary that we begin to crumble that pyramid structure of power that is in control in the world. Okay, and then, of course, the presentation that I have here, and I believe that this presentation is now, actually, let me ask you something. If you go over this presentation, and if there are things that that in your opinion I should change, information I should change, or anything that would make that that would improve the presentation, I would welcome ideas. Now, I have put it together as best I understand how, but sometimes you know uh, somebody who is very professional at presentations, maybe you would be able to guide me in a way that I can make it even better than it is, because I honestly believe it's pretty good, but like I said, I would welcome ideas. Now, and then of course, in here, this is information about what we want to do, how we want to go about this, what the plans, like the very basic. Now, when we actually do planning, I have installed a membership area on this site, which I am not showing at this point, but it is a membership site, and I will make all that available once I have it more defined and ready, and so that we can communicate through the website, so we're not using the open web. I was thinking of using other programs, but I'm wondering if it wouldn't be better if we just did it right through here, so that we have, so that we, and eventually, if when we get moving and get further on with it, here's what I foresee, and that is that once we really get moving on it and we have more people involved, um, it's going to be, it's we're going to have to privatize it, although I'm not quite sure, because people can join anyway, like let's say people from the cabal, for instance, they could join as a member here too. How would we ever know, right? And so that is something that I think we will just move ahead, and whatever it is that we need to do, we will do, because but what we will do is we will have it so that we can send private messages, and that way, when we find out that there is a troll, we of course can do private messaging with, so that they don't have access to what we're communicating anyway. So that's how we're going to be going about this. Okay, so so then these links here that I have is they basically just explain about what TBC is, what our mission statement is, and things like that. That's where they lead to, so that people can actually go and check it out and get themselves more familiar with what TBC is. And then of course here I'm telling that I am replacing the I don't like to really call it donation, because it just sounds like I don't know. I would rather, I think I like the word contribution better. So when people do make a contribution to this program, I will replace it 100%. It needs to be at least $100 though. So I had it at 200, but 100 is fine. I've changed that down to 100. It can be just 100, but I will replace it as long as it's not under 100. I will replace it fully with TBC. Okay. So then, and here, of course, if this is meant for, if people don't understand the idea of me doing this, replacing it with TBC, I'm trying to lead them to information here to understand that. Why I would be doing that, because I want abundance for all. I'm not asking for money from people and not give back. That's not my idea, folks. I am fully prepared to completely fund this project on my own. It's just that I need fiat for now. Eventually, we will be in TBC where it can just be TBC, but at the moment, I do need fiat, and so this this is why why we're doing it this way, and of course, eventually the program is going to run on its own once we once we sell them, sell the machines, at that point we will we will no longer need any support with fiat money as far as that goes. Okay, so that's basically the idea behind all this here, so that people understand. And of course, I am kind of guiding them through as well here, that if they don't have the wallet yet, so that they get their wallet, they get signed up with TBC, and I can, and I will help them with the $10 fee if they need it, and all of that. So that's that is basically the homepage of of this website. And if people understand this, then I can not understand why they would not want to participate and help get this program going, if they understand why we're doing this. And so the reasons are quite obvious. If we avail ourselves of the information that I have here, and I've also stated it very clearly on here, I believe it's very obvious why we're doing this. Because there are it's a combination of two reasons why we're doing this, obviously. Because we want to spread TBC, and we want people to be able to stop paying for energy, and heating and all of that. And of course, there's the project is ultimately much more than what I'm showing on the page here now, and which we will be adding information about other things that are going to actually be part of it too, which is actually irrigation pump engines, generator units for shops, and for like greenhousing and that kind of thing. These are engines that run completely free of energy as well. They don't burn anything. That is going to be also part of this project. But for now, I only have the information about the gen units, but these units here, and that is basically because we don't want to make it overwhelming and that kind of thing. But the thing is, it's going to be different people doing different projects. That's really what that is. So not everybody is going to be interested in making the gen sets. Some people would much rather make those pump engines and those generator units and the larger generator units and stuff like that. So but I figured that I would mention that, just because this could help you to realize. Oh, and one thing I didn't mention is for in cars. Those engines, they would be super good for in cars. They would actually they actually have more power than car engines do, and burn absolutely nothing. And the cars, and they don't need to be electric. Okay, there's electric cars now. Well, that's actually not necessary either, although electric cars would be awesome if they didn't have battery, if they didn't have to be powered with battery. If they would be powered with these here units, then that would be super, and which eventually we're going to make. But for now, we'll make engines that just simply fit in cars, that where we can take the gas engines out and put these in, that kind of thing. All right, so I'm gonna stop the screen share for now and go back. All right, back to our video and back here, and stop the screen share. And there. Okay, so is there any questions that anyone has about what I have just talked about? I'd be very happy to answer them if you have any questions. So I know somebody had asked when these units will be available in New Zealand. I don't know. I don't know for sure how New Zealand is like concerning laws and those kind of things, because that is that there could be some bearing on it. Now, of course, it has more to do with what people I could work with, people who from there. That would have more to do with than what actually the laws are. Okay, so um, uh, I believe that we have to kind of move on this without asking the law, because they have never asked us if it was okay to kidnap children and all, and by the millions, and sexually abuse them, and even little babies. Like I mean, they never asked us if we were okay with that, and they never asked us if we were okay with them putting up a debt-based monetary system that would enslave all of us. They never asked us that, if that was okay. And let's get this. Let's understand. They are people. We are people. I mean, really, isn't it time we move ahead and do something to cripple that power structure? I'd say it's high time. Okay, so were there any questions? Do you know?
Just now they were asking about if they think would it be a wise idea to get the patent before big.
Oh, I would never put a patent on that, guys. No, 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 no. No, as soon as you put a patent on it, the hooks are in. Okay? It's the same as putting TB in an exchange. No, no, never. Oh no, we wouldn't go there. No, no. Matter of fact, the person, John Searle, who invented it, people already wanted to patent it, and he said no, no. He said no patent. And there is a reason for that, and that's exactly what I just mentioned, because that's instantly they have the meat hooks. They have the hooks in it, so we don't want to do that.
I said, okay, gotcha.
Okay, I don't. I hope I don't sound too angry here about it. It's fine. But anyway, that's would be the reason for that. All right, so good, no hooks. You see, this is that is why TBC was created the way it is, and that it's a private community, and that so that we can move on with that, right? So now, as far as getting the project on the move, one of my brothers is very knowledgeable in these things, so he is going to be involved with making them. Myself, I will probably hardly be involved with making them. I will be more involved with the coordinations and connections and getting people involved and things like that, whereas he is going to be much more involved in the actual making them, and getting project going in one place and then on another place, and then and so on, and so he has he has been working with these type of things for 6 years now. He has made a couple of chargers that run on their own with magnets. So he's already kind of versed in this, and he also has a list of people that he has connections with over these years, there, so that we can we're beginning to contact these people to start getting ready for getting in motion. So that's where we're at this point. Okay, so unless you have some questions of some sort, and of course, if you have questions, I welcome you using the Telegram link that I have in the description, or on my website. I have the I have the Telegram link there as well. So I'd be happy to to connect with you, and if you have questions or something that you'd like to talk about regarding any of this, that I'd welcome that. All right. So my brother is a certified electrician. I don't know if that's what you and the team seek, but I can pitch it to. Certified electrician would come in very handy once for installations. When it comes to installations, that's when we'd be looking for for electricians. So definitely, if when we're nearing that, of course, then we'll start to get people in place for that too. Now, of course, in many places there's going to be local electricians already, but certainly like if that was needed, if we need anybody in a different country, then like for leading or for things like that, um, uh, we will post that on the site, and then people can respond to if they have a desire to fill that need. Okay, so that's kind of how we're going to be doing that if we need people somewhere in another country. And of course, we will be funding them then to so that because that would become their their occupation, as were for at the time anyways. So all right, so what's all right, that's good. Whether you need me to do whatever you need me to do, John Bruno. At this point, the best thing we can do is to get the word out. That's the best thing we can do, to get the word out. And if people, by all means, have people contact me if they have questions about it, for anything. All right. Because I understand that that if people want to before they do a contribution, that they want to be secure, they want to know that that we're not a hoax or anything like that. Okay, I understand that, and so I welcome them to contact me, and we'll absolutely will I'm happy to talk with them about what we're doing. So he went to college and learned about town. Okay, learned about power. I just don't know what he is certified in. These things, they are the only thing that is going to be, as I mentioned, is not very easy to do, is to make those magnets. And for that we have to have a person who is very knowledgeable in magnets. And once we have have it figured out that we make them on a small scale, that's when we will be looking at getting a machine, whether it needs to be robotic or like a CNC type, or whatever it is that we've got to do to make them in large quantities, because obviously making those little rollers, like one person, working man hours and only being able to do in a day, say maybe uh, enough for one unit, that would take very many years before we would have, be able to make an impact. You understand what I'm saying there, right? So we've got to find a way to really upscale it once we have perfected it. Okay. So all right, so that is the plan. We want to get these generators into people's hands, and get and especially people who don't even have energy because they can't afford it, and and then of course they'll become available in the marketplace uh, pretty much everywhere. Okay. And this isn't something that's just going to be one shop anywhere. There's going to be many shops in many different countries, because it's going to be a huge network of places where we build them. Okay. So okay, so but yeah, I mean, as far as knowing about like electricity, uh like, I mean, those coils, if we go to the unit a wee bit, I'll actually just go back and screen share another little bit here, because there's one thing I didn't mention, and I want to mention that, because you see this out here, these pieces out here. Well, those are coils. Those are coils that actually collect the electricity to be able to use it. So these coils, those we will be making as well, and of course, when we are beginning, we will likely make them by hand, and it depends. It depends, because it will employ a lot of people. Even if we did keep making them by hands, of course, we're going to at least make machines that make it very, very easy to make them, even if we do have people employed to do so. But we will be making machines that because those are windings. We have to use, wind them with copper wire, and then, and so those are little coils, collecting coils, that we're going to have. All right. So it is going to employ a lot of people making these. All right. So I think that is pretty much all I have to say. If well, the only thing that I would like to I want to understand, for people who watch this video and are kind of missing out on what the dual purpose that we're doing is, that we're spreading the wealth of TBC, as well as getting these generator units out to people. Okay, so those are the two things that we want to do, because TBC is very much needed. People need it. They don't understand it, maybe, many people, but it's definitely, once we can use it everywhere, it will be so absolutely awesome. I can't wait till TBC has made that QR code unit, that are the QR program that they were talking about, because I would like to know what their plan is, how it's going to work, because if it works well enough, then I want to implement that for these on the website to buy these units as well. So it's going to be great to know what's once we know what that QR system is going to be like. Okay, so thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let's see who's all actually here. Lucy Brown, thank you very much for hanging out with me. Also Marjorie for moderating. Romeo, thank you so much as well for hanging out with me here. I truly appreciate it. And I have really noticed that you also have a passion for this free energy, as I also believe that many other people are going to have once they understand what we're doing. Okay, so, and Krypton as well, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I believe you also you mentioned that you really you're passionate about it too, and I appreciate that, because the world sure needs it. All right, so I'll have to go through the chat and see what all you said. Maybe there are some things that I can talk about next time. Might help me out. All right, thank you so much, and you have a very good evening or morning or whatever it is where you are. And I appreciate that you're here hanging out with me. It's really great. Okay, so long.